Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our program today. Go call your friends. Tell them Faye is on. I have a dynamic program today, and it's going to be called Facing the Facts. Our program is so important in the Christian media, although we are on Fox News affiliates in other cities. But Christians, other people are watching our program and responding in ways that we never dreamed. But if you've got a friend that you wish could see this program and get the information that comes out on it, you can send them to youtube.com, Insight USA TV, and our programs are archived right there, and become a sponsor. Say, we want to be a sponsor on Faye's YouTube, and the more we have, the more people we're going to reach. And then our Facebook page is FayeUSA.us. Don't forget, go to our Facebook page and keep up with what we're doing. This information is on your screen, but today I'm going to show you what's going on in our Congress. And the only reason that it will not become law and be implemented is because we have a majority in the United States Senate that are Republicans, although we really don't. We got a few, we got 4 that should be Democrats, but nonetheless, right now we have a president that upholds our Constitution, believes in God, and protects our sovereignty, our security, and protects Christians around the world. The first one we've ever had that's taken a stand like he's taken. But let me show you what Congress is doing. I'll be right back. Well, today I just want to bring you up to date on what is going on in the elections, in the primaries for the Democrats. And I watched the New Hampshire primary, and I just couldn't believe my eyes when I saw a socialist, a confirmed socialist, get 200,000 votes in the state of New Hampshire. Well, not just him, but the socialist Democrats that were running for office, for the presidency. Between them, I want to get this right, because between them, over 200,000 New Hampshire people voted for a socialist to become the president of the United States. I looked at some of the interviews were taken of the people voting for Bernie Sanders and the other Democrats. And they were not just millennials. I didn't see any minorities. These were women in the suburbs, businessmen and women. I couldn't believe it. And they were sitting there agreeing with this platform that wants to ban oil and gas drilling, no cars. Think about this a minute. They want to bring down flying. You can't fly because you're going to affect the climate. Think about this for a minute. They're going to rebuild office buildings. The Green Deal, only God knows what is in it, trillions of dollars. They're going to take away all of the insurance of millions and millions of people and take away the Medicare as it exists at this time for senior citizens. They're going to raise the taxes. They hate successful people and billionaires, and they hate religious freedom. Can you believe anybody in this nation would vote for anybody that wanted to outlaw God, His Word, and make laws that force the people in this country to mock God, that tell little children God didn't know what he was doing when he created you. You're not really a boy, you're a girl if you want to be. And they're in every classroom in this country. We just had a Palestinian at the University of New York lead a mob to shut down the transportation in New York. People could not believe it. His class at the University of New York is to show people how to raise up violent mobs, and he's a Muslim, a Palestinian, and he is still on the job. When I begin to look up Bernie Sanders and say, what is he really all about? What are his plans for America? I just couldn't believe anybody in this country who believes in freedom, sovereignty, the Constitution of the United States, and God could want America to be subjected to the likes of Venezuela, Cuba, Russia. In the 80s, I went to Russia 5 times in 1 year. I want to tell you, that is not where America needs to be going. And I couldn't believe it. For a week, I sat there and thought, what in the world is happening here? How can Americans be absolutely so deceived? How can they be? And I began to cry out to God, where do we go from here, Lord? This is one state. 200,000 Americans would lay down our freedom, lay down our sovereignty, so they can kill babies. The runner-up in New Hampshire was a man married to another man. He got almost 50,000 votes. They all stood for the same thing. And in my face facts, I have depicted exactly what took place that night and what these people are about. And it's the face facts dated February the 14th. Remember that, February the 14th. If you want to know what the face facts is, keep watching the program. This is what guides a prayer network, national prayer network in this country. They are the most insightful, committed. They are informed. They are anointed. And believe me, they're prayer warriors that merge prayer and patriotism. And all you have to do is go to my website, insightUSA.us, put a note in there, and we'll send you our face facts, a complimentary copy. And if you'll become a partner and you want it on a weekly basis, we would love to have you join us. So many people say, I don't know how to pray. I don't have that. That's why we teach people how to pray. We give you the prayer points. We give you the biblical-based prayer points, the information that week that matters. Bernie Sanders, let me just share with you what's in our February 24th facts. What he said he was going to do is, he said that he is going to, will Christians ignore all the signs and warnings that are in plain sight, and act or sit back and profess we already won, no need for action. Bernie Sanders, this is what he said this week, last week, but right after he won. Quote, Bernie Sanders said President Trump, he didn't call him President, Trump is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, a religious bigot. This man right here could be president of the United States. if Christians do nothing. If the people in this country that really believe in freedom, whether you call yourself a born-again Christian, evangelical, or you're just a conservative that believes in our Constitution, you had better wake up. He's got money, he's got power, and he's got the devil behind him. This is how he talked about our president. He should be ashamed. Our children should never hear anybody that would show that much disrespect. He describes himself as a democratic socialist who, seeking the Democratic presidential nomination, sent out a tweet on Monday that included a video of himself declaring that President Trump is a pathological liar, a racist, and I shared the rest of that with you. He said, "Let me tell you how we are going to take him down. I am telling you the truth." He said he would know the truth if it would knock him down. The truth according to what he says. This is what he said. He is going. Our campaign is not just about beating Trump. It's about transforming the country. I do not share anything on our television program or in our face facts or on our Facebook that we cannot source and confirm. Bernie Sanders, I will transform the country. What does that transformation mean? Banning cars, banning guns, confiscating guns, killing babies up to even after they're born. And we've got Christians that will sit home and not vote for a man that will protect us and our sovereignty. We've got other Christians that are going to vote for this man. And they said they're not political, so we're going to go to church and we're going to shout on Sunday and we're going to vote for Sanders on November 3rd. No, you're not. You may vote for Sanders on November 3rd, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's a God in heaven that's looking, and he is tired of the compromise. Our nation is in a spiritual war. Will you join me? And let's fight. Hi, everybody. Boy, our program goes so fast. We must stay in the media. We are right now, people are in demand, but it takes money. We have an unfreedom of the press. We have Nancy Pelosi headed to the presidency of the United States. We must abort this propaganda. I need for you right now to sit down and write that check. I got a $1,000 check because of our spot in our last program. People are saying, "Faye, we want you to stay out there." Maybe you can't do 1,000, maybe you can do 100 or 50 or 25. One day I got a check for $5 and one for $3,000. Both of them touched me so much. I'm going to tell you, you've got to do something. So today, just mail your check to Insight USA. It is tax deductible, and mail it today. Your best gift. There are two bills right now before our Congress, and just before I came in to do today's taping, I got a text from one of our intercessors that said that 233 members of Congress, or 232 members of Congress, had just voted to take all of our Social Security trust funds and spend them any way they want to. This Congress does not do its job. They do not make a budget. The reason they don't is because there's so much fraud and kickbacks with federal contracts and through federal agencies. There is no way they will make a budget and be accountable for how they spend the money. I've been exposing that for weeks now, and I am excited to see President Trump also looking at areas that he can change to see what is taking place with lawless lawmakers and how they're manipulating our tax funds to do everything but what is in the best interest of we the people. Now, we have a House of Representatives that's controlled by the Democrats. They've done nothing in the year that they took control of the House but tried to impeach President Trump. They try to destroy anything good. We just had the races here in Florida, and everybody comes to Daytona Beach, to our 500, everybody. 100,000 people here. Our president came standing ovation, no boos, everybody excited to see him. He was excited to see the people. And do you know, he was criticized for coming and greeting the American people that love him, elected him. He's our president. The Democrats act like they don't, since they didn't put him there, that he can't be president. What a joke. We need to send every one of them to Cuba. If they won't go there, they need to go back to Venezuela. Get the Democrats out of our country, because we are not going that direction, God willing. But if our prayers and our votes, and we don't call and bring account to the corruption that's going on with people we elected office to do something they are not doing, it's our fault. So I just want to read to you. This is what is going on in our Congress that should scare you beyond words. And it's the two women, the Muslim woman that was elected and the Socialist, AOC, and the bill that was backed by them, who are out with Bernie Sanders to change the way this country operates. God forbid is all I can say. And they have sponsored a bill that was sent to me by one of our researchers in our ministry. And it was a bill that, it says a new immigration bill being pushed by the Democrats would not only decriminalize illegals' entry into the United States, but would use taxpayer money to bring deported criminals back into America. Fox News host Tucker Carlson reported last Thursday. The New Way Forward Act is sponsored by 44 House Democrats, including Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar. The legislation, which has received almost no coverage, you won't get it. That's why we fight for media with our program. We could get a sponsor and we would be prime time with just someone. And there's people in this audience. You could send $1,000 or $5,000 and say, face, spread out. We're debt free. Anything that we raise now, we can put into the media to go forward and expand our reach with the facts. One of my partners called me this week and he said, Faye, he said, what we get from you are the facts. I said, that's why I named it Faye's Facts. But look at what they're doing in Congress. Right now, this is taking place. It says the legislation, which has received no coverage from the major media, is roughly 4,400 words. That means it is almost exactly as long as the U.S. Constitution, Carlson said. Like the Constitution, it's designed to create a whole new country. The bill would entirely remake our immigration system with the explicit purpose of ensuring that criminals are able to move to the United States and settle here permanently with impunity as long as they vote Democrat. That's all they want. They want you to work like crazy. They'll take all of your money and they're gonna take our country into a Cuba, Venezuela look, and they're doing it right now with no backlash because they're not getting the press. They're not even most people on Fox don't tell it the truth the way they should with what's happening. The proposed legislation decriminalizes illegal entry into America, even by those that we have previously deported. Carlson said, according to the document promoting the bill criminalizing illegal entry into America is, quote, white supremacist. Carlson also revealed that the Democrats' bill would use taxpayer money to bring deported criminals back into America, calling it the right to call the USA home. And the New Way Forward Act, remember that, that's what it is, the New Way Forward Act, would order the government to create a pathway for those previously deported and to apply to return homes and to take homes and families in the United States at taxpayer expense. The Democrats are pushing the bill, which eliminates crimes of the moral turpitude and justification for deportation, Carcel said. And the category of the aggravated felony gets eliminated too, meaning there will no longer be any crime that automatically requires deportation. Any crimes that do allow for deportations would require a person sentenced of at least 5 years. That's not all there is to this bill. And people, if we allow the Democrats to take the Senate and the White House, this will be the law. One of my friends in Washington said, "Faye, but you know the Senate will never pass this and the president won't sign it." That's right now. But our election is in November. And believe me, if these people win, and unless the people who don't want our nation turned into a Venezuela goes to vote for people that are pro-life, that love America, that are patriotic, and fight back this crowd of radical, liberal liars. That's what they are. Nancy Pelosi ought to be ashamed of herself. Everything she's got because of the freedom of this country. She's exploited the taxpayers more than any woman I know. But look where she is and the power she has because we have remained silent. The other one that's up there now, I hope I've got time to tell you this. This is the bill right now that is going through. And this bill is, it is going through and it's going to force, it's H.R. 1663, and it's placed far-reaching special protection for sexual orientation and gender identity into virtually every part of our law, and every time it creates direct conflict with people of faith, typically Christians, who hold to a Bible's point of view, we are going to be prosecuted. And nonprofit ministries are going to lose their nonprofit status. Will you wake up? Don't wait for your neighbor. Don't wait for your pastor. Don't wait for that Christian broadcaster that you watch and pour money into every week. Listen to what I'm saying. Get on board with the army of God. We are building an army of patriotic prayer warriors. We know what's going on, and we know how to get in touch with the people that are trying to bring our nation into a communist rule, an Allah rule. Don't let it happen. I need your support. I need it today. I need for everybody watching this show to get on my 800 number, make a $20.20 donation, and we'll expand. Hi, this is Faye. Our time goes so fast, but I need you to get involved. Our action teams are being organized across the United States in every state. You matter. I just got an email that the alleged whistleblower decreed in 2017 he would take out Trump. We have a coup, and they have redesigned it to be an impeachment process and made it all the way to the Senate as a trial. You can't sit any longer and do nothing. I need for you to contact me, write me, and say, Faye, I'm going to join you. I need your donations. I have people who could give $1,000 today for America's sake. There's others that could give $100 a month. I need for you today to do it. We could expand our program if you would just hear from God and obey Him. Well, our time is come and gone again, and we just want to take a few minutes at the end of our program to invite you to partner with us and help our program do a more far-reaching job with exclusive information concerning patriotism and concerning the freedoms and liberties and our sovereignty of these United States of America. These are not the United Socialist States of America. This is one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. You can tell by the news today that justice is far-fetched in a lot of areas. God has called me to pray for this nation. For years, I didn't even know who the governor of Florida was, and the Lord called me out of a major move of God, building bridges between Christians and Jews and traveling the world to let people understand the importance of the nation of Israel. And when he told me to pray for America, he said that one day communism would try to take over this country. But if we would pray, and if we would organize prayer teams, 2 to 3, 3 to 10 a week that would pray exactly the same way, based on the prayer requests as the Lord directs them to us, that when communism was brought to a head in this country, that they would fall. Last year, at the end of the year, the Lord gave me the scripture that the Tower of Babel in this country is going to fall. But it won't if the Christians don't do their jobs. It won't if we don't become action leaders of prayer and have faith, prayer, and action. Will you today become a partner with Insight USA? Will you join me in our action teams? And I'm asking you, go to our YouTube. If you watch this program and say, I wish my friends could see this, they can. Anytime it's convenient. You go to youtube.com/Insight USA TV, and they can see these exclusive programs bringing you the facts, showing that the people and ministry of God, based on the scriptures, have got to call this nation back to God, and we have to do it now. We have got the wicked in authority. We've got Saul Alinsky radicals running our country, and it cannot happen anymore. They are dangerous. They are in power, and only with your support. Some of you could send $1,000, and you need to do it today, but partner with us, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you really, really soon. Shalom.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's facts, call or email Faye. faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.